is Wale Idris Ajibade, and I am the Executive Director of African Views Organization. I just published a book about Afghanistan. The title of the book is The Long Struggle for Gender Harmony in Afghanistan. A friend of mine called me from Carthage, Tunisia, and we spoke about the book, and she said, "Oh, a friend of mine in California is having an Afghan event. I think you guys should connect." And from Tunisia, I got connected to Sarah Kazemi. So Sarah and I spoke, and Sarah was like, "Oh, why did you write about Afghanistan?" Sarah is a wonderful friend who runs an orphanage called World Orphanage Foundation, which is an Afghan-based foundation. She's Afghani American. She grew up here, but she's very connected to Afghanistan. She's very dynamic, and she fosters charity in Afghanistan. So she goes back and forth. She's one of those really brave Afghan women.
What inspired you to write a book about Afghanistan?
Well, it's more about us than it is about Afghanistan, to be honest with you. I, like most people, everybody responded to the U.S. exit in Afghanistan. So I did as well, and a friend approached me, wanted us to write an op-ed for Al Jazeera. And as I continued to research more on that, because I'd written a reaction on that, which I think was serious and poignant. When I looked at the topic, I thought, just an op-ed would not do it. So I was going to write an academic paper, which I always do. I have like tons of those out there. So as I was writing this academic paper, my daughter actually came to me and saw that I was writing about someone with a name. So she was like, "Oh, why is that not too?" Because she was named after the Afghan royalty, Soraya. And so I told her, and she was very excited, and she says, "Oh, I want to read the book." So I realized, oh, this has to be more than just an academic paper. It has to be a book so that she could read it. But it's interesting, you got a flag everywhere here, which is beautiful. It tells me we have lots of Republicans in this area. One thing about the American flag is very serious, and that's why some of these people take it very seriously. It represents the legacy and the institution of Americanism, which is controversial. That's just the way it is. It's good to understand it, because then you're not bothered by the politics around it.
So it's interesting, you wrote this book really quickly.
Yeah. Full dedication. I
How long did
focused
it take?
completely. I think about a month and a half. Borderline in 2 months, a month and a half. But it needed to be written, and it needed to be written from my perspective, because I believe my perspective is neutral, original, and objective.
Uh-huh.
And the real reason that I had to tell this story from the perspective of women is because I believed totally in gender harmony. Especially in Islamic countries, I believe that the concept of gender harmony is more palatable and more easy to digest for Islamic culture, who are completely against gender harmony, who are completely against the CEDAW Treaty. The CEDAW Treaty is the Commission on the Elimination of Violence Against Women, or discrimination against women. I believe completely in that, and I thought that with gender harmony, we can have a handle and a better approach to Taliban. And so far, it has been proven true that there is a way into the hearts of the Taliban.
What is that?
Well, the concept of gender harmony, and that's why I truly believe that the U.S. Presence in Afghanistan has been extremely productive. As a matter of fact, the U.S. has not lost this war. As a matter of fact, it has long been won by humanity, not a military presence. That's just a waste of resources and time. But the 20 years there has produced remarkable women, especially more on the women's side. It's really remarkable to see that the women have made such progress, such leap in civilization, that it's going to be extremely difficult for the Taliban to forever put them down or go back to the old ways. So even the Taliban themselves have evolved. At least we see some progress in areas of media where they, um, before they used to be against television, they would break TVs, they were against internet, and now they embrace that. They are first in front of, of the media. They
Do they allow music now?
Oh no! So that, of course, those are the areas um, that they need to improve. They don't allow music. They don't allow any form of entertainment. They don't believe in that. But the point is, it's not about what they believe. Afghan has a beautiful culture. They still don't believe in any type of other. They don't believe in secularism either. Remember, they blew up the Bamiyan Buddha, and it's unfortunate. But however, that's just the pace of their progress. I think this time around, there's a lot more negotiation going. Uh, the negotiation that's going to come later, I think, would be between the Taliban and the women of Afghanistan, more than it is about the international community. So, what the international community can do and continue to do is to support the women of Afghanistan in this process. And we've seen some remarkable, brave women um, who are quick to um, share with the world their process and their thoughts, and and once what's going on the ground is transparent to the world, that pretty much ties the Taliban's hands for at least a little while. So it reduces the big crimes to little crimes. You're still going to have some dissidents, some crazy Taliban elements who are going to go around and cause havoc, but not on a grand scale like it used to be. So the laws had to be humane to the degree it has to serve the purpose of humanity. We're in that process right now.
Um, have you personally traveled to Afghanistan?
I've never been to Afghanistan. I don't have any reason to be in Afghanistan. Afghanistan is like one of those places I really don't want to go to.
I just got a. This is just funny. Okay. I don't know. I just you gotta get.
No, but because I really don't need to be there. I speak to a lot of Afghans. I love the Afghan people.
The dogs are good too.
Drugs are good too. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it is a beautiful place. Don't get me wrong, but right now there's just so much challenges of humanity that I just, what's the point?
I think that we should steal this.
This is very good.
It's very
It's got a
good.
Christmas tree around it. It's so
Yeah,
awesome.
that's very good.
So I'm working on another book, and but I'm, so that book itself is something I've been working on for about maybe 6 years now. It's a very encompassing book. It tells the story of women worldwide, the story of suffragettes, um, the different challenges and abuses, and peaceful solutions to those abuses. So, I work with African Views Organization. That's something that I founded. I'm very passionate about it, very committed to it. It's really the bulk of my work. We're doing some fantastic project right now. One of it is building a smart city in Ghana, Accra. That's one thing I've gotten Garson involved in because we need a lot of developers. Um,
Hold on one second. I'm gonna wait for this plane, and I want you to. Not everybody knows what a smart city is.
yeah.
Okay, so remember, not everyone's. So after the plane. Okay.
Yeah, so I work with African Views Organization. That's an organization that I founded. I founded it in Brazil about 12 years ago. I'm really committed to it. And it's private. aircraft flying around.
Hold on. There it is.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Right. So I'm really committed to the African Peace Organization. And some of the things we're doing, among many things, is establishing a smart city in Ghana. The smart city is located on a virgin site between Accra and Kumasi in Ghana. And what's so beautiful about this concept is that it's based on the African royal kingdoms called the Ark. And
Don't worry about that.
yeah, don't worry about it. It's called the Ark. The Ark is the African royal kingdom. And the smart city itself is based on we're building the Royal Institute of Global African Cultures and Traditions there. So for the first time, we are bringing together a theme park that is completely African based, that has all the science theme like dome theaters, museums, and all of those things in one place, really culminating in a smart city. So the smart city is something that is based on minimalism and energy efficient, um, water and all kinds of systems that is well integrated and sustainable, including productions, food production, and things like that. And we've managed to assemble some of the best architects in the world. We have architects from Spain, from the United States, one of the top architects here in the United States. Very
Well, this is
proud.
amazing.
Yeah.
What's this project called?
It's called the Ark.